Welcome to another edition of Strange New Pod. Insert host or whatever opener you want. Well, I guess we didn't do our homework, so Eric,
Oh,
that's you.
I didn't read the outline either. But joining us on this very international, internationally well-rounded cast of, we have female hosts, we have non-white, we have a white person, and we're just this is what we are. We are a well-rounded podcast. And joining me being Eric, is Giraffe and Hawk. How's it going, guys?
Great.
Do we get to up our ranks, or do we just go straight to section 31?
I think now it's section 31, right?
Yeah. Should I change?
Yeah.
I should change the
That
lights
seems
to
to be
like
the big get.
to red alert or something in my
Yeah,
in my room.
Black Ops. I want like this sleek Black Ops uniform.
Yeah, we'll do it another time.
The cleaner.
I'm gonna throw this out to the chat, but Giraffe, your hair is amazing tonight. It
Thank
is.
you.
It looks
It
really
really
good. I
is.
like it. So obviously Julian's not here. He's he's at the Radichenko table. Oh my god, I can't remember right now. My brain is.
He's at what? I don't even know
He's
where it
he's
is.
at Deep Space Nine. So
Oh, the Dabo tables.
the Dabo tables, or you know what? If we know it, he's saying he's at Deep Space Nine, but he's actually at Starbase 80. We all know.
Oh, yeah.
We all know. And
Having
anyway,
himself a sandwich.
having himself a sandwich. It's wrapped nicely in a uniform. So, us, this international crew, we're going to be talking about this week's Lower Decks episode, and what happens when a reporter from the Federation News Network comes on board the Cerritos to cover Carol's new second contact checkup initiative. What does Mariner do to finally get thrown off the ship and sent to Starbase 80, or what doesn't she do? And finally, after a sneak attack by the Breen and her project on the Fritz, where does this leave the Cerritos and her crew? We're going to break it all down, but first, I'm going to throw it to Hawk because I need a drink.
I
And
have
we
a
need...
question.
Yo.
Yes.
Are we recording? Is somebody press the button to record?
We don't have to record on,
Okay, good.
Thing.
Because it happened that we forgot to record. So
Oh, I wasn't going to. Yeah, it's fine. It's all good. It's all... Should we? You know what? Let's do it just in case. Record. Oh, wait. You have to do it. You have to record it on
I
your
have
side.
to do it.
Yeah, you're the host, man.
Record.
Recording in progress.
Here we go.
Julian's gonna watch this. And be like, "What's
Julian is
going-"
gonna edit this and be like,
Oh.
why?
I
These
hope.
Why?
lower deckers.
I hope he doesn't. I hope he keeps it all. Anyway, Hawk, why don't you thank the fine people who help us put this podcast out every day?
I would love to. So thank you to Simon Stager, Jeff Reeve, Mariah Gossett, Tallulah, Jen Stein, Tina Alexander, Joe Saporito, Noe Santos, Kang Wee, Takako Nagumo, Kara Kennedy, Mark, Fernanda Nogales, SMK, Laura Linderman, Colin Davidson, Alan Davis, Shatterhand 2049, Jesco, MC Frodis, Michael Graham, Emily and Travis, Gildara, Cassie, Raul, Summer Ritchie, supporter of Ghoulies Rights, Maggie Light, fighting fascism as a full-time job.
Yes, baby bear.
Wayne Ritz, Skona Bark, Sean, Jay Howard, Anna Yurdadon, Mahalani Uchiyama, Matt Harker, and Joshua Lewis. Thank you.
Thank you.
Paul.
Thank you.
That
And
was flawless.
that's like it's like he read the outline beforehand.
Do you practice in front of the mirror? Like, I want to know because I want to get better.
You read these to Shadow so that Shadow could fall asleep, right? That's how you. That's what you do.
Exactly.
So, news from Strange New Pod. 1 week left to order your Uhura pre-order. Sorry, your Uhura pins. I think everything is on our Twitter and Facebook and Instagram and on our Discord. Click that sweet link and pre-order your beautiful pins. And if you want several, like I did, you have to click several times on the link. Just you have to purchase it several times. Sorry about that. And tomorrow, I was gonna say tomorrow, not tomorrow, Saturday 22nd at 2 p.m. Pacific time, 5 p.m. Eastern. I'm gonna be working hard. I'm gonna be on a roundtable, Star Trek roundtable with Jesse Gender and Kyle from Trek Expertise on the Companion app. Remember that all the patrons, every level of Strange New Pod, get 100 days of free access to the Companion. So you can become our patron for $1 a month and get $100 access to the Companion party.
Nice.
And watch all the super cool interview called To Boldly Ask. I think the one with John Delancey just got out, and the one with George Takei too, and they have one with Jonathan Frakes and many, many, many other to come. The roundtable is accessible to everybody. We'll put the YouTube link in all our social media. Yes.
Yay.
I
And
put-
just a reminder, all the money for the Uhura pins is going to Girls Who Code.
Mhm.
Good
And
job.
the link
I
is
forgot
in the chat.
most important. I forgot the most important thing.
The
And
link
I
is in the
chose-
chat. Yeah.
I chose the organization too, Girls Who Code. And we received an email last week. I was talking about this email. I read it on our email account because sometime I go and read stuff. And it was an email we received from Australia that made me very happy. And it's from Colonel Riker. G'day. How do you say that? I don't know
G'day.
how. G'day.
Good day. Good day, mate.
Day.
Good
Good day,
day.
team. Good day, team from Australia. Like, I already have a French accent. I'm not gonna do an Australian accent. Like, what do you think is happening here?
You should
Been,
do it.
been
it.
listening to your pod since about March and currently up to episode review Rubicon, which is a Discovery episode, right? Yeah, Discovery. I love all your texts on where Star Trek is heading. This pod is my spirit animal. I'm going to
nice.
try and catch up on all episodes by the end of the year. Just wanted to say hi and thank you for keeping me awake on my 1 hour and a half drive from home each day. Australia is a big country, huh? Keep up the continent, I suppose. Keep up the good work. Long live and long. Live long and prosper. I'm very
Long live
tired.
and
That's that's how tired I am. Live long and prosper, Colonel Riker. Well, thank you, Colonel Riker. I don't
Thank
know if you caught up with us already, or maybe you listen to this episode next year. I don't know. It's gonna be a fun surprise.
So question for you guys: if we're like Strange New Pod is his spirit animal, and he's from Australia, does that mean we're
We're
a
the koala.
Yeah.
Oh, the
Yes.
synchronicity is happening.
Right. Yeah. So, Hawk, you want to do the Strange New Loop?
I would.
Now it's time for the Strange New Loop.
Are we doing the sound?
So,
Homemade organic sounds.
Mhm.
Mhm.
where else can you find this professionalism? So, the Strange New Loop this week. Is there an episode or a Trek film where you wish they had a reporter on board, except, of course, for Generations, because they actually did have a reporter on board? If so, why?
I like the fact that it's written. Feel free to come up with your own, but if you can't, here's the. They didn't come up with your own. So, an episode where there should be a reporter.
Butt bugs.
Come on, that's the episode we're watching tonight, by the way, on Scare Track.
Yes.
This is tonight's episode.
Oh, I'm going to be there for that one.
Mm-hmm. The butt bugs, but then it's not a conspiracy anymore.
Yeah, that's why.
Well, and I mean, every conspiracy needs that reporter for the expose, right?
We're not having a lot of ideas on this one.
I had one.
Do it.
Yeah.
I would have loved for a reporter to have been there for the Masks episode.
Yep.
Just, yeah, you know, typical day on the Enterprise, and then all of a sudden, like the whole place starts to turn into an ancient temple.
I suppose you know the one in TNG where everybody lose their memory except Data, because like these race of aliens just like wiped them because they came too close from their planet, and then Beverly, or I don't remember who, like start like investigating and realizing that they're missing time and the time is wrong and all that. I feel like if there were a reporter, it would add like so much like deal to the thing
Mm.
because they could be transmitting live or something like this. Like imagine something like that. It could be interesting.
I think what was that TV show where they would like bring people in and you'd find out that they were like catfishing children and stuff. What was that reporter guy? Do you remember that it was in the state?
What
was his name?
No, the one. You mean To Catch a Predator?
Yeah, To Catch a Predator.
Oh, I can never remember the guy's name.
Anyway, we have him go into the holodeck and have Geordi come in because of Galaxy's Child and be like, "What are you doing with Brahms here?"
That would be fantastic. I always love the way the guys say, "Come on in, have a seat."
Yeah, we're gonna chat, and they'd be like, "What the fuck is going on?"
So
What are
actually,
you doing?
Jesco is bringing up. I was gonna say this one, and it's a good question. A reporter doing magic to make the sanest man go mad, or whatever that time jump Harry Mudd disco episode is. Maybe they'd have tape, or they'd have tape of all the time loops.
See,
But then
I don't think so because I
If you
would go back
then
and
it doesn't
yeah.
tape.
yeah, it's
right.
like it's like in Doctor Who had an episode this year where they were in a time loop and there were security cameras. It wouldn't just show the previous time; it'd re-record over. Yeah, I just watched that today. That's why it's fresh in my mind. And apparently, it's Chris Hansen, the reporter.
Chris Hansen, that's right.
Yeah.
Come on in, take a seat.
Have a seat, Geordi. What are you doing? Should we go into the episode now? I think we're
I
good.
think so.
Yeah.
It was a good one.
Yeah, we're doing episode 9 of season 3, Trusted Sources. And we're going to go in the order of Giraffe, myself, and then Hawk. Hawk, do you want to take the first section of questions?
I would love to. So we start off with Carol's planetary follow-up initiative. This is obviously something Carol has been working on for a while, and she's super proud of it. But she all of a sudden goes off the rails, saying that this ship is a mess and having a reporter on board is going to be horrible. The rest of the bridge crew seems relatively calm. Obviously, having an extra set of eyes is always a little bit stressful in that, but the question is Carol's reaction here warranted?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely yes. I mean, that's the thing that I don't understand about Carol. I'm like very puzzled about this character, is that she clearly has ambition. She wants to show well. She wants to show that her job matters and that she's doing a good job. And she gets recognition and then doesn't take the promotion. Stays on the California class, which everybody knows is kind of crappy. It's okay, you know. But then she needs to like impress the reporter. So I understand it. Like when your friend come over, like when they're your close friend and they know you well, you don't really clean, right? I mean, I don't know. I don't. But exactly. But when it's like somebody you don't really know, or like somebody from work or somebody from works of my husband, like I try to, present a little bit better because I don't know these people.
You don't
Maybe
talk only about Star Trek when they're over?
No, I do, because like literally the whole place is littered with like Star Trek stuff, so
Fair.
it's very hard for them to not be like, so you're into Star Trek.
So, see, this is why my wife made me put all my stuff in the basement, so I don't have to talk about this upstairs, right?
No,
This is what
I
happened.
used to have all my thing in one room and then it spilled.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, sorry. So I understand Carol, and showing the ship, she doesn't ask them to like change stuff. She asks them to clean up, which is not. Have you seen like that like place where they have like these busted shuttle like named Sequoia where they just hang? Like, what is this about? Like, come on. Even in Strange New World, they have a whole deck with like bunch of stuff everywhere. Like, what is this? How? So I understand. I think it's warranted. Yes, clean up the place.
I understand it as well. Like, she wants this program to really work, and by having this reporter here showing how, well she's doing, it'll make the program take off, right? So she obviously wants to be the tip top, like the top of what they would normally be if they were, militantly clean. But, there is some downside to that because you don't really show the whole picture. Like there's ups and downs, and you got to show that you can deal with the stressful times, and it really just making everything so perfect makes you uber stressed. And I, as a parent, I understand that, and that's why I don't vacuum every day, because it would be a fraughtless. It would be fraughtless. There'd be Cheerios everywhere, anyways. So I'm just gonna let it be for a little bit, and I'll sweep it up later, because really that's how it is. I'm taking this from a parent point of view, but she is putting an enormous amount of stress on Beckett Mariner, and that
Right.
on that one like shift, right? The Delta shift, or their beta shift.
Yeah, the
beta
Delta shift. Yeah.
They're beta, not
Beta
they're
shift, yeah.
introduced to alpha.
The beta,
shift.
yeah.
It would be like you going to your one child and be like, I know you're gonna make everything messy. Don't fuck up. Don't fuck up when these people are here.
It's
You're
even
gonna
worse. It's like locking them in a closet and
Oh
be
yeah,
like,
it's true.
do not breathe.
Yeah, don't
Do
go
not
go
move.
out of your room. You go into
Do not
that
talk.
go into that room underneath the stairs. You just stay there. You're Harry Potter this time. All right, Hawk. I'm done.
I get it. Because I think this is all part of Carol's personality, anyways, and that she's kind of one of those people that really, I don't know about thrives on stress and that, but like when stress comes her way and that, she attacks. And so yeah, if she has a reporter on the ship who's going to be nosing around and looking around at everything and that, she wants everything spotless, perfect, whatever you can get with that ship. But also in that, she's got this really big project that she's been working on, and she's fighting a lot of perceptions about the ship being like kind of the second tier or the second class and that to the rest of Starfleet's fleet.
Yep.
And she just wants everything perfect in that, and she knows she knows her crew, and she knows she's dealing with a bunch of oddballs. So sometimes it's good to crack the whip.
In the chat, MC says, the problem is that Carol is ashamed of everything they've done, despite the fact they're legendary in the Cali class, and the reporter didn't have a problem with Freeman until Mariner was dismissed. I don't know that I agree. I'm not sure that she's ashamed. I think she feels pressured because when you're the legendary ship, and like people like give her like this aura of like, oh, they're the Cali class ship, like they fought the Packlet and she was on trial and she was cleared, and like there's a lot of eyes on her, and I think they have this like reputation, but
Yeah.
then she sees the daily thing, and that's the thing that is hard, like in my line of work I see the thing every day and I see only the problems because I'm so much in it, and then when people come and visit and see the place for the first time, they praise it so much, and I'm like, yeah, I forget that we do a lot of good things.
Yeah.
And I think she's a bit in this position. I think she sees all the little grain of sand in the machine and she doesn't see the big picture that they're actually super respected and they're doing a good job. So cleaning up is just a way for her to be like, all the shitty little thing I see every day, I don't want to see them.
Yeah.
You're going to hide this, you're going to clean this until the reporter is gone. Because she wants to make sure that the reporter can see the big picture that everybody sees, with no grain of sand that she only sees. I think it's more of this, and stress.
Yeah,
she's also like we've seen in previous episodes, like just 2 episodes ago, that she cannot deal with stress properly. So putting her in this super high stress environment in this short time frame just probably knocked her back to that moment before she went into that booth. What she needed was that booth that day. Where's Rutherford?
So,
get that thing. Just take apart one of the lifts. You can make another one.
I know. And this was just dropped in her lap at the last minute, right? From Buen Amigo.
Buen Amigo.
Well, that's always how it is, right? Like
the higher ups.
I don't know how it is in your job, but
Yeah.
I always feel like everything is always last minute. I'm like, it's like even Christmas is last minute. It's like, every year it's here, or Halloween.
Yeah.
And then it's always feel like last minute. Like, what do you mean Halloween is next week?
So often do I hear from editors being like, so we need this art today. I'm like, what? Do you know how long this takes? Yeah, it's supposed to go to print later. Like, why didn't you tell me this earlier? No, not cool. Not cool. I understand that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, Mariner actually has the right idea about wanting to make Carol look good, but because of past events, the trust just isn't there. Was Carol right to not trust Mariner, or should she have been more worried about her crew? Okay, that's a very good question. I always tell kids, Trust is like a, be careful, metaphor,
Excuse me.
a tube of toothpaste. When you take all toothpaste out, it's very hard to put it back in it. You can put some back, right? But like it's very hard
As
to.
a parent, I understand this very.
Yeah. And so when somebody fucks up once, twice, three times, you always keep in your mind that they're gonna fuck up again. And that is a gnawing feeling, especially when it's somebody you love. And she raised that kid. I mean, we don't know if she actually was super present or not, but even that's her mother. And Mariner has like a history, a history. And I feel that Carol is reacting like this because she's insanely stressed. Insanely stressed. And people are like, she should have, she should have. I was, come on. Like, my parents, I can tell you that they will default in the you fucked up.
Mhm.
And I don't fuck, I'm not, I'm like, was a good kid and so on. But even like anybody else is gonna have the like more the reasonable doubt than I will. And that's crazy. I don't know if it's I mean dysfunction in family, yeah, maybe all. But I get it. I've seen it a lot.
Mhm. I mean,
I've
it
seen it a lot.
also Mariner went like sneakily to the reporter, and then
Yeah.
so there's already suspicion there, and like I know that she jumped the gun and sort of just straight out blamed her for it all, but Mariner was not like explaining herself really well either. She went really defensive in that moment, and you know it's understandable because you're getting accused of something, and Mariner is a defensive person in general.
Mhm.
So it was two butting heads, really. Like they're the same. They're the same at different points in their lives. I feel like Freeman and Mariner
Yeah.
are very similar. So when you have two of those personalities butting against each other, it's gonna explode, and that's what happened. She went to Starbase 80.
Mm.
Uh, you know, two things I think. First up, Mariner's first interaction with the reporter, and that she was trailing behind her this like long line of blueberry pie filling, and that so
Yeah, right.
pie eating contest was like the biggest thing going on at that moment, and that she was only concerned about beating ops and that. And second, like the source of the source of like her of the reveal that Mariner talked to the reporter behind her back came from Ransom, who is Carol had tasked with like keeping an eye on her, a very wary eye on her all season long. And that, even though we've seen like from her reports and that have been great. She'd been exactly.
It all
I mean,
happened fast.
End plot. The character's arc, yes, it's okay. It's a redemption story after all, I think. Mariner's arc. So it's interesting that everybody thinks she's doing a good job, but actually everybody turns on her, which is so freaking sad. I don't know, maybe it's the next question. Who's reading the next question?
I can read it. When Carol does not finally get grilled from the reporter, her immediate thought is to blame Mariner without seeing a minute of the footage. She then transfers her to Starbase 80 and resumes course to Brekka. What do we think of Carol's decision?
That was bleak, man. Like, listen, I if it was first season of Lower Decks with like absolutely insane Mariner doing absolutely whatever, I'd be okay. That was your last chance. You blew it up again. I'm moving you out. But she has been doing good, and she has praise from Riker, from Ransom. It's a long day. She received praise from Ransom. She's like obviously doing. Yeah, she's dragging Blueberry all over the place, but apparently she has a girlfriend. She's in a committed relationship. She's working with people. She's doing good, and she's been proving again and again that she's doing better. But the thing that we're missing to answer this question is that we don't know what happened between her and our mom. Like, we don't have a real view of how much she fucked up. Like, we don't really know how bad it is. But I think the reaction is like a compilation of several things. That she's super stressed. She feels betrayed. Until now, most of it was like silly things. She was mostly being a pain, but like now it's ridiculing her mother and the crew and the Cali class in front everybody.
And the project that she'd been working on for such a long time.
Mhm.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's apparently all Lower Decks is like 1 year. It was still in the same year than the first episode of the first season. So this is not very long.
Mhm.
You think about it.
That's true.
So I don't know. And Starbase 80, this is mean. Like this is like not only like a punishment, like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna give you some space and I'm gonna let you learn. It's like I want you to suffer. And that's her daughter.
Mhm.
Like, I don't know. For me, it may be like the only thing where I was like, I don't buy it.
It was very harsh. Like, it was like to the extreme, like the worst thing she could have done instead of just kicking her out, right? It was her sending her to this place that we've been hearing about for years. And she just sent her to the worst starbase in the whole fleet. Like that.
A dangerous place too.
Yeah, dangerous. Yeah, for sure.
She could be hurt. She could like, I don't know. It's weird.
It was it felt like an overreaction. It was like a very harsh overreaction. Like send her to the brig or whatnot, right?
Even
like,
Ransom is like, wait, don't, like, you see Ransom reaction being like, that's not warranted. Like she's being doing it like that's mad.
Yeah. It's like it's the betrayal. It's like she thought that they were finally connecting after all these years, and the fact that she supposedly broke that trust and that bond, it broke her heart at the same time as betrayed her. So I can see why she would overreact. It's a very big overreaction.
It's a huge overreaction on that. It's like, it's just blind rage at that point, you know? Like, yeah, it's like she could have done this, she could have done that, send her to the brig. She knows these things don't work in that. And it's like when she thought that like she was the one who screwed up this big project where all eyes are on her. Ah, damn it.
I mean, they're right. It's only when Julian is not here. We had the same problem on Twitch, and he was not here.
Well, my computer fully lost the internet on like my streaming one.
Oh, we're back.
Yeah, back.
Yeah, we're back.
Fucking hell.
We're so sorry.
You're right. It's Eric's fault.
That time it was. It just like I lost internet. Like it fully lost internet. I don't know why.
It's the Black Ops.
It is.
It is the Romulans after us, man.
Mm.
What were we saying?
So yeah, we're saying it was a huge overreaction on her part, and that I mean, you know, this felt different to her and that, but at the same time, it was a big overreaction in that she really didn't even give her daughter a chance to defend herself. And that, you know, I thought, part of me thought that she had at least earned that much by this end of this season, that, you know, she get to explain herself.
So the thing that is like terrible in this is that Carol just defaults immediately to blaming Mariner, which is like so bad, because coming from a parent, this is so hard, especially because Mariner has tried a lot. And I think maybe it's the first time she has ever been trying. But when she says that it's not the first time, and you know, when like Boimler is like, just say you're sorry, and it's like, no, it always ends this way. So I wonder how many times she was sent away by her mom, which is
no,
like,
just in general. I think this was the last straw, right? Like they had booted her from so many things. Her dad's an admiral, so they don't want to actually just kick her out. So they keep moving her to ships, and then they're like, maybe we will control her if we put her over to her mom's ship, or like maybe she'll calm down.
Can we speak about how fucking messed up that there's an actual place in Starfleet where like they can just send people to die from horrible accidents? Like, what is this? It's that like the underfunded like Starbase? Like, what's going on Starbase 80? Like, what is this? Why? I thought there was no money problem in Star Trek. Like how come one is shitty like this? It's just old and everybody's an idiot? Like, why? I have questions.
Like a starbase like this should not exist under Starfleet, and that, you know, some places dirty. But their crew seems to be basically made up of like, you know, extras from Dazed and Confused. Like it doesn't seem plausible that there should be a place like this, but
it's like the glue factory, you know, like if you like, you're suck too much at being an ensign, but somehow you graduated the academy, they don't want you, they send you to die on Starbase 80. Like that makes it even so much worse that she sends her daughter there. And by the way, they can just send ensign like this anywhere, anytime. Like that's, I don't know, you'd expect more paperwork than just like, yeah, just go. But like that's kind of, again, driving the plot. But okay.
Yeah.
I'm muted. Did they really expect her to stay there too? Like they know her. Did they not expect her to just quit and do something else?
I think that's where you see that Carol's reaction was solely out of anger. But the thing that is crazy is that she waits to see the reporter, the documentary or whatever it's called, that to call her daughter. Like she sent her to a legit dangerous place, legit bad place, you know? And I think you get crazy angry and you do stupid things or you say stupid things, right? But then usually you realize quite fast that, you know, you overreacted. I don't know. I suppose Carol is able to realize quite fast that she overreacted, but she does not. She waits for the thing to be on TV and realize that she's wrong. And because she's wrong, she contacts her daughter, which I don't know. I'm trying to like turn this like in so different way in my head to try to make it sense for like make it make sense. And
sometimes, you know, people make bad mistakes. Like she's a person, like, and she was at the edge and something bad happened and she blamed someone that she assumed. Like it's not a good thing that she did it, but it feels human enough.
Captain, right? You'd think that they have more training.
But she's also a mother to the person who she felt was betrayed. Like sometimes parents overreact. I don't know what they're...
Yeah, I know. And that's a weird thing about family is that there's always that assumption that, you know, it's like, you know, no matter how bad things get, it's, you know, it'll cool down and we'll get back, you know, and it's like you kind of think you can kind of take your time with it. In this case, you know, I think Carol was basically distracted trying to, you know, salvage what she could of this whole situation and that because she still had her project and that she needed to get off the ground too.
So on the chat, they're speaking about how Carol made it very clear that it was Mariner's last chance. Yes. But then fire her from Starfleet. Don't send her to Starbase 80. Like, for me, that's the thing that I could not understand. Like, I don't understand the necessity of Starbase 80 even in the plot, except to be, like, really cutting thing out between Mariner and Carol. Like, that's really, I think that's a wench that is thrown at, like, I don't think they can recover from that.
It seems like the decision was like, okay, if you so really don't care about me or don't care about like this crew and everything and that, then I'll send you to a place where they really don't care, you know, which is basically Starbase 80 and that. I'm sure it's a dangerous place, but it just basically seems like a place where it's like, you know, that particular kind of worker who is like, ain't my job, you know.
Yeah.
Everything when you like ask them for, you know, anything, it's like, ain't my job. Go ask somebody else and that. So she sent her there. It's like, you know, it's like, fine. It's like ironic punishment.
Yeah, but I do think Mariner cannot come back from this. Like, okay, so I have a pet peeve in stories and in episodes. I hate the fact how when families being abusive, like children are always made into forgiving their parents or forgiving their family that has been like abusing them.
Mm-hmm.
For me, Carol's reaction is, I understand the reaction, but the Starbase 80 thing and not even asking her daughter is so messed up. And I hope they're not gonna make Mariner be like, I forgave everything and we're all good, because it's way bad.
But it's also
it's way bad.
It's also Lower Decks where things get resolved in an episode, right? Like the Freeman getting arrested. I feel like this isn't going to be a thread that's going to last long.
They probably won't prolong it, will they?
No.
No.
Anyway, let's move on to the ending of this episode before this my computer craps out again. So we're going to talk about the climax, the third act. After Mariner leaves for Starbase 80, the Cerritos continues on to Brekka after assistance wasn't required on her sister planet Ornara. because they're just doing all the CrossFit. Carol and her team,
They're in a good place.
They're in a really good place. Yeah, they're very
Hey, that fresco or whatever, that mural
gorgeous.
was
Just perfect.
incredible. They're like the part where everybody goes crazy, and that was
What's amazing
art.
is right before they
It's
showed
incredible.
that is they showed this beautiful like golden one, and then they zoom in on all the crazy part, which is amazing.
And then it was like a 10 or 12-year period where that went on.
yeah, like 14 years
Yeah,
or
10,
like we were in a
14
bad
years, I'm
place,
fine.
but yeah.
Once we
Like
started working out, it was
that
good.
mural, whoever drew that is a genius. This is absolutely hilarious. Like I watched the episode 3 times, and every time they show like that
Yeah.
part before like the I don't know, the squiggly lines and whatever.
It's the person in the bottom right
burst.
that kills me. That's just screaming his head off.
Yeah,
Oh my god.
hilarious.
I can hear myself through someone's. Is someone watching us?
Can I? No.
Oh, okay. Anyway,
And that's one thing we didn't speak about, and I want to just like put that in the middle before like you finish the question. Sorry,
okay. Yeah. Well.
but what the fuck, Jennifer?
Oh yeah.
What the actual fuck, Jennifer?
That was heartbreak. That was the heartbreaking part of this episode. Is that she just didn't believe her at all.
Yeah.
Like, after all they'd
and
gone
she
through.
berated her
Mm.
and like gave her back the candle, and I'm like, fuck you.
That
You're done. You're
Yeah.
entering piece of shit. Like, no. Even like the boiler and Tandy, they think she messed up, but they're like, we're gonna fix it. It's gonna be okay. I mean, like, it's
Yeah.
kind of bad, but it's like better. But Jennifer?
that's a relationship. I hope that doesn't get fixed. Right.
Oh, there's no coming back from
No,
this.
no,
I'm
right?
sorry.
That's a deep betrayal.
Like just like be supportive and be like, okay, maybe you messed up, but I'm here for you. We're gonna fix this. It's gonna be okay, That's a person that she does not love her. She loves that crew or whatever, or this assumption or the captain more than her. Like, nuh-uh. No, Jennifer.
Or she loves the
Absolutely not,
idea of
Jennifer.
dating someone who's rebellious, right? But not to the point where it's to this
Yeah.
point, right?
Oh, okay, the
She-
chat like going like bad writing. I don't care, it's bad writing. That's the character now. Maybe you're right, but that was so mean. I was like, oh,
I don't know if it's bad writing. I think it just shows a different side of her character, right? Someone
Yeah.
who hasn't grown with Mariner as much as the other three. Like everyone jumped to
Yeah.
conclusions, like even Shax, the whole like everyone did, except for really Tendi and Rutherford. Even Boimler was like, "What'd you do?"
it's like but like, hey, is that the worst thing you did? But like they're still like, don't
There's-
leave.
Yeah, exactly.
Like we're gonna fix it. I mean, yeah, it's bad. But and Jennifer does have a point saying that is what you always said you were doing.
Mhm. This is the
you know?
persona that
And
she
that's
always
true.
like
Kind of
shows.
projected, right?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
then if she's her girlfriend, she should know it's a persona.
Mm.
She should know she's bluffing a lot and protecting herself. And I guess she never actually gave the time to actually get Mariner and know what's going on with her. And Jennifer, you're on my shit list.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Just saying that. I have your name written down, girl. Not girl. Yeah, you can go ahead with the next question now.
Yeah, this was still the same question. So Carol and her away team are immediately ambushed by the Breen and are back on board the Cerritos before it's critically wounded. They start getting attacked by various Breen starships, and then a new automated Starfleet vessel, the Texas class, comes and saves his day. Thoughts? Timing? of
It made
the-
me
of the
laugh
same-
that like the Cali class is being like replaced, I don't know, like saved by the Texas class because I live in America and the news are what they are.
Wasn't it funny that the first time we see the Texas class, it's coming guns out shooting?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, hey.
But I mean, I feel Ben Amigo had like this vibe going on because he has like the Alamo behind him.
I noticed that, yes.
Yeah.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
okay, I'm gonna say it. I won't trust that guy. Like the fact that like the Alamo was like my first thing, but I didn't want to say it because I was like, who has the freaking Alamo behind them? Like, you know what happened in the Alamo? It's fucked up. What happened to the
Yeah.
Alamo? Why are you celebrating this thing? Like, I don't know. Maybe I don't know everything, but like the few things I know about the Alamo, this is not good. This is not something you want behind you.
Everyone
And-
died.
Huh?
Everyone
Everybody
died.
died. Yeah, it was like a freaking massacre. And so the first time he arrived, I was like, oh, he's cool. And then I see the Alamo, and then now like this thing with the Texas class, I'm like,
His flip was
bad
really
mural, interrogation point, integration point, like.
yeah. As soon as he's like, oh yeah, if you want, you can interview me about this new class of
Yeah, I'm calling
Starfleets that
bullshit.
yeah.
I'm calling Romulan crazy conspiracy thing, like butt box. Like this guy has an agenda inside of an agenda inside of an agenda, like a secret inside a secret.
Jess wrote in the chat, at least it wasn't called the Tesla class.
Oh,
And yeah, and Discovery has taught me to not like anything automated. So
That's fair. Skynet has taught me that.
mhm.
yeah, well, Skynet, and then Discovery, and then I don't know, all Star
Everything.
Trek. I'm
Yeah.
suspicious. I am suspicious a lot.
Hawk? Anything else?
The timing, it was weird considering like he dropped a reporter into her project, and that without much notice.
Mhm.
Everything went to shit, and then he showed up and saved the day with an automated ship, and that it just seems so weird. And plus,
Yeah.
I kind of like Buen Amigo. It has it out for Carol a bit. He was the one who dropped the whole DS9 thing on her a couple episodes ago, right?
Yeah, he
Yeah.
was. Actually,
It seems
everything that has been dropped on their plate has been Buen Amigo so far.
Yeah.
Yeah, but alright. So
Although
I
that's
don't
the
know if
only
it's-
we only
I don't
see
know
an
if it's,
admiral at a time, though, right?
Okay, so first of all, there's a good like long tradition of admiral being assholes. So
That's true.
pardon me not like trusting that dude. And I don't know if it's like misconceptions, like if he's really trying to help her and then trying to help the Cali class, but he's I don't know, he's like in his little game too, trying to advance his own thing in the parallel. So I don't know how bad he is, like
Yeah.
how
It's
bad,
like-
but like let's not forget that we still have the Rutherford conspiracy going on.
True.
Like, who the hell did that to him? And if he's a bad mural, I'm gonna throw that dude under the bus.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's
That's
gonna
fair.
get resolved, but
to
I
be
don't like
fair, Star Trek has a long history of us not, trusting admirals. Like when we saw Admiral Vance in Disco, right? We were just like, he's bad. He's bad news. He can't be a good guy. He ended up being a good guy. But
He ended up being a good guy.
yeah,
but that
it's
was like one out of
Dude,
like
that's
400.
one out of like 900
Exactly.
episodes.
Exactly. So,
I mean,
so the odds are this one's bad, right?
yeah, and like buen amigo means good friend. Like I don't trust that dude. I don't
Good
trust-
friend,
I'm-
Alamo behind him.
Yeah, it's the Alamo thing. Without the Alamo, I'd be like more okay. Maybe it's like
I don't know,
but
just
the Alamo.
but even just the reporter thing is really sketchy and just it just seems very convenient for him to be like, you know what, we have this new class of ship, and you have good. There's a reporter here to
So you think
see
it's all-
this whole.
It's
thing.
all a conspiracy, the whole thing. But that's the thing, is like
Butt
they
bugs.
do second contact, right?
Yeah,
Like since the first episode, that's their job, doing second
Yeah.
contact. That's actually the thing that Marino loves doing the most. And like
Yeah.
the episode with Landru, she's like, fuck Starfleet not going and helping these people. We want to do more second contact. So making them do second contact in front of journalists, I mean, why not? That's what they do best. That's
Yeah.
what they want to do. Like the swing by, the name
Yeah.
of that thing is so dumb. The swing,
swing
bag
by.
operation.
that's fair. Yeah. So after the disaster aboard the Cerritos, the expose on Carol and the whole ship comes out, and everyone gets to see it, and it's quite damning. With Mariner being the only person that was giving good feedback about the crew and the captain, especially. After Carol saw it, and you see her, she starts to scramble and be like, "Oh shit, I fucked up." She tries to.
That's not. I don't see anything because my phone died, but I'm gonna call that it's not what is written on.
Oh no!
the
It's not.
outline.
No, I'm giving color to the outline, so she knows that she fucked up. So she's trying to contact Mariner at Starbase 80, and she finds out that she has resigned, and we find out that she's now doing Collectors Guild work with Petra Aberdeen. This was not surprising, obviously.
No.
But does this sting a little bit less that she has actually left the Starfleet?
No, because Okay, yeah, I don't know if it's a thing you say in English, but in French we say the road to hell is made of good intention.
Yeah. That's an English
So
phrase as well.
yeah.
Yeah.
The fact that Carol is damning herself because the only good voice is sent away is kind of insane because how do you frame this? Why would she send away the only person saying good thing? Like, even that like whole document doesn't make sense. Imagine watching this. You're like, what would be her end game?
I don't know if that was the whole documentary. I think that was a commercial for the documentary.
Yeah, but even like imagine like why would a person that is like a bad person like send away the only person that says good thing about her?
Yeah.
That's a weird angle. So I was like, okay, whatever. The thing that I totally called it that she was gonna become an archaeologist.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
She needs an Indiana Jones hat. That's all. That's all.
Yeah, and like we're redoing the Star Trek archaeology and paleontology panel at the WooCon San Diego Woo Convention. Come see us this Sunday, and I'm like, shit, we need to update everything.
Are you doing Doctor Who archaeology stuff in this talk as well?
We're gonna add some Doctor Who stuff.
Cool.
Yeah,
cool,
a little
cool.
bit. But we want to write one actually for Doctor Who too. But I'm not a Whovian. I mean, I need to, but I don't have time. Anyway.
I mean, it's only 60 years of television to catch up
Right.
on, but
Not
what was I
quite
saying?
60 yet.
But the fact that she becomes an archaeologist, I mean, good for her for not staying on Starbase 80. I'm all for agency. Okay, you don't want to be here. You're not a tree. Move. Okay, so I respect that. The thing that I don't like is that she becomes an archaeologist to just like totally separate herself from everybody on the Cerritos.
Mm-hmm.
And I find that a little bit sad.
It is.
But I'm here. I'm here for.
But sometimes if she's hurting enough, she might want to just do a clean break. I know a lot of people that do that.
Oh, absolutely. And that's a good solution.
Yeah.
Don't stay with people who make you feel bad. And don't stay with a place where you hurt. Take a holiday, go away. Go be sad somewhere pretty. I don't know. Like
forgetting Sarah Marshall. No one's seen that movie.
yeah,
What?
I've never really
No?
seen it.
What did you say?
Anyway, it's a movie. We'll talk about it after. Anyway, in the chat, I'm gonna ask you this. This is not on the thing. Do you think Petra could be Mariner's rebound?
Oh, that's MC just wrote Petra is Mariner's rebound.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
literally
yeah.
when you were saying
That's why I got it from. I was like, do you guys think that it could be her rebound?
I'm recharging my phone. I guess it's still
Huh?
so, no, I'm gonna okay.
It's not gonna be
I'm
romantic.
pretty sure that's what they're gonna
No.
do. But I hope not.
Yeah, I think that's too
Because-
fast. I think it's too soon.
Mariner has
Although
done
that's
that
what a rebound is.
Mariner
Yeah.
has done that many times,
Mhm.
right? And we've not seen her have a rebound on the Cerritos, right? It took her some time. She was not feeling well. She was, so I don't know. And Petra calls her exo. So
Yeah.
I don't know. And she calls her boss. I do hope that every relationship doesn't become a love relationship.
That's fair.
I hope they're just actually like colleague, badasses, friends. I don't know, but that it took so long to get Jennifer. I hope we don't just like get her replaced right away.
Yeah, I want to see Jennifer more, for sure. Hawk, what do you think about this?
Well, first up, does it sting any less? A little less, but I mean, like her leaving the ship was still painful, and it's like we know this is that eventually it'll work out at some point. We don't know how yet, and that, but seeing her having to leave was a little bit was very painful,
especially that footage, like the cam footage of her walking out. Man, that was a painful walk.
I know, and those two idiots.
Yeah.
Oh, my sandwich, dude. As far as like her and Petra, maybe in that, but I see her doing Collectors Guild work is basically the rebound for her in that. So who knows? Yeah.
I think being an archaeologist is her rebound from Starfleet.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Painful breakup with Starfleet
Yeah,
leads to her.
yeah,
Yeah.
It'll be
exactly.
her without the regulations that she needs to follow for Starfleet, which might, make her more free, which I like.
And maybe she's like, and I don't know. I need to see more about what they're doing with archaeology because it's my pet peeve, like having like these grave robbers thing.
The
like, I
Indiana
don't like
Jones
it.
archaeology bit.
That's not what archaeology is. I mean, if they're saving things that are going to be destroyed, okay, why not? But I want to know a little bit more about this. It's very sus.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. But yeah, I'm into seeing more archaeology in Star Trek. Let's
Yeah.
see.
Yeah.
And I want to say that we called several things.
Yeah.
We called that she was gonna go be an archaeologist,
Mhm.
and I don't know yet, but I feel it's gonna be the end of the Caddy class.
Mm.
And I said that we're not gonna see the Cerritos anymore. You remember?
Yeah, you said that last
And
week.
then everybody yelled at me, and I was like,
It could happen. Like they always upgrade a ship after a while, except for Voyager, but they were stuck in a situation.
so let's see what happens. I want to see. I mean, I hope we're gonna know what happens to the Cerritos. I think it's not only a Mariner story or a Lower Deck story. It's gonna be the whole Cerritos story.
Yeah. I don't know, have anything to add here. Any final thoughts on this episode? It's the first two-parter we've had in a season, like in a contained season so far, right?
Well, I mean, I hope.
Oh yeah. This plot is going into the next episode and leading. into
And
the
who knows?
finale,
Maybe it goes into the next season too. We don't know. Maybe it's a three-parter. We don't know. What do you guys think? Final thoughts? The whole episode? I liked it.
I love this episode. It was, I don't think we even really got to a lot of the funny stuff that
It felt like a Star Trek episode in general. Like it wasn't just funny, but it felt like something you'd see on the Enterprise. Except for the pie eating. I could see them doing a pie eating contest. Stun me!
Oh my god, that was so hilarious. Like Rutherford, we didn't talk about Rutherford, but Rutherford is all over the place since like several episodes. Like every time it's like he's a new character.
Well, I feel like, when you're starving yourself for such a long time, and they're destroying pies in front of you. Come on.
Yeah, but he's the okie dokie guy.
Yeah, but he's
Like
been
ripping his thing. Like, I mean, that's like kind of drama, man. It's okay. Go replicate some pie. Like, just go and replicate it and eat it. Like, dude.
maybe
they
they
were
got an actual
replicators.
chef for that one. Oh man, could you imagine if there was real pie and they had to destroy it?
Oh my god,
That'd be the worst.
Homemade pie. Oh, that would be
Yeah.
the worst. Yeah.
I think Rutherford has changed a little since his little mind thing, and I like that. I like that he's evolving as a character. He's a little erratic at times, but
I hope the last episode is gonna give us answers on the Rutherford conspiracy thing.
Yeah.
I really
I
hope.
hope so too.
yeah. Any final thoughts in the chat? You just let us know, and we'll read them below. Any Easter eggs you guys want to?
Oh my god, I have
There's so many. I know. I'm gonna.
Should we?
Do you want me to read
wait.
Julian's?
Oh, read Julian's and I'll do the
Okay,
one I
so
have.
Julian has Starbase 80 shuttlecraft is the old school TNG model. Yep.
Yes, and the badges.
In the badges.
Yes.
Ornara and Brekka were featured in TNG season 1 episode Symbiosis.
Yeah.
There were
I
a bunch of
wrote
others I
Pusher
don't
Planet
remember.
from TNG. The journalist has the CBS logo.
Yes, I saw that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Frame of mind thing. Like when she's like, I feel like it's a frame of mind thing.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
When she leaves and says goodbye to the lower deckers, she does a Vulcan salute. She goes away.
Yeah.
The Breen.
The brain.
I
Yeah.
wrote, is that downtown LA? I wrote things when I'm writing the episode. When I wrote the episode. I think when they're like in the Pusher Planet, everything is abandoned. I was like, is that downtown LA? Looks like downtown LA. The Pirifian bat is from Enterprise. That's the bat that Phlox keep feeding tribbles to. The one that is flying on
Forgot
Starbase
about
80 and they're trying to
that.
kill. It's a Pirifian bat and it's from Enterprise. And the last thing I've noted is in the moment where Petra is like, I found Vidalan mummies, and the Vidala are in the animated series, and they're like these like
Good lord.
weird cat thing, and they are the oldest surviving spacefaring race in Star Trek.
Are they like the little cat person from Prodigy?
They're like, no, that's a Cathian.
Oh, okay, yeah, that is a Canadian. Yeah.
So no, they're like super long and like a bit like this and white. The Vidalin. It's like
I didn't watch the animated
series.
Yeah.
I was like, oh shit, I think it's the Captain TS. And yes, it is. Oh wow.
Some thoughts from the chat. A lot of people are like, please no cliffhangers. For the finale.
We
I
can't take another
clip.
cliffhanger.
Yeah.
Me either. Yeah. That was a good list.
MC said Harry Kim talked about eating berries or whatever with Janeway and getting them all over his face when they had the memorial for Janeway. I don't remember that.
Oh, is that in Coda? I think it's in Coda. I don't remember. Yeah, maybe. Now I want pie. Me too.
Yeah,
Me too.
yeah. Blueberry pie. I haven't had blueberry pie in ages. Anyway, let's rate this out of 10 blueberry pies. Giraffe?
I'm gonna say 9 out of 10. Loved the episode. Felt like a Star Trek episode. Like it was funny, but not funny. It was very Lower Deck, but very not Lower Deck. I love the growth of Mariner, but I don't understand Carol. I think it's like too much too fast. So yeah, 9 out of 10.
Huck?
I'm gonna go 9 out of 10 too. It was a funny episode. It was an emotional episode. We had the Breen in it. We had the Onarans and like a callback to a really weird episode of TNG from years ago, which was just fantastic. Yeah, 9 out of 10 blueberry pies.
It's sort of hard to rate this one knowing it's a 2 or 3-parter, right? Because we need to see next week to fully appreciate this week. So tentatively, I'm going to also give it a 9. I really liked it. I do think Carol may have overstepped in her freak out. But, you know, overall, it was a really good TNG episode. Over on the chat, we have, if someone wants to read it, my contacts are getting dry. Oh, good luck.
Yeah, so Jesco says 7 out of 10, 9 out of 10 for 20 minutes, and then 5 out of 10 for the last 5 or so. Magalite says 8 out of 10. MC says 7 out of 10. It lost for a few points because, like Jesco, I hate the Texas class with a burning page passion. Hard to give a rating before we see the finale, but 8 out of 10 for NYR highlights. Jesco says 7 out of 10. Again, Jesco, you cannot vote 7 times. Come on. For the character assassination of Carol and Jennifer. Okay, I'm with you. Wayner says 9 out of 10. And Jesco says, oh, whoops, put it twice.
Did you guys see that earlier? People were saying that the Texas class is going to get taken over by Agimus in the chat.
Oh,
People were saying that. Oh man, that I kept thinking about Control, and they're right. We had a lot of Agimus and Peanut Hamper. So that's interesting because I kept being like control, but like, you know, Discovery. And actually there's another Easter egg. When Buen Amigo asked Freeman to check if the planet was run by kids or the devil, I thought of Miri in TOS
Right.
and the Devil's Due. Absolutely. Good job. Yes.
And the one episode, I'm trying to think. Do you remember what the one? I'm trying to think of her name. Aga?
Yeah, it's Devil's Due.
That's
the
Devil's
one
Due?
in TNG,
Okay.
no? Yeah, I think it is.
I'm trying to
Yeah.
remember what was she calling herself in?
I don't remember the one where she pretends to be a god and like she was gonna come back in 1,000 years and take the whole planet. Yes. Good episode. Yeah.
All right.
Wow.
So, did anyone grab the T'Pol?
I got the T'Pol up here.
You have it? Good
I got it.
job.
All right.
Oh, nice. Oh, and you have the mailbag.
I just put the mailbag in right now.
Okay, let me grab the T'Pol. You can sing while I find the T'Pol.
Wah,
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 wah.
Give me 5 more seconds. Okay, Subspace T'Pol. So we asked you on Twitter what you thought about episode 309, Trusted Sources. 63% said, give me all the pie. 18% said, decent pie. 10% said, not enough pie. 9% said, stun me, rather have pie. Hey, I think there's a floor pie joke that is missing here somewhere. No? It's the floor pie. The floor pie, come on. So people liked it, huh?
Yeah.
It's like
Good.
back to
Back to
Yeah.
life. Back to reality.
Back to life. Yes.
Hawk, why don't you take the first mailbag?
All right. So MC wrote, I normally like Freeman a lot, but in this episode, she was utterly awful from moment one. We all know Mariner was going to step away from Starfleet at some point this season, but I didn't expect it to happen in such a devastating way. While I like this episode, I really found it deeply upsetting to see how Mariner was pushed out and put into her new line of work. Bring on the Lower Decks 3, episode 10, The Search for Mariner. Nice one.
Giraffe, you want to do the next one?
Sure. Wayner said, I enjoyed this episode, especially with the plot twist at the end. I fully expected it to be Mariner rescuing the Cerritos. It just seemed like an easy road to go down, and I was starting to think Lower Decks was becoming predictable. I think lying to Freeman was a backhanded way to test an automated ship. There could have been a better way to do that. Now Mariner is out there somewhere. I'm blaming Starfleet for that. Does this mean we'll have 2 cliffhangers? One for Mariner and one for Rutherford? Come back, Mariner. Everybody misses you.
And Section 31 Boimler. Like we forgot about that one too, right?
Yeah.
Oh.
3 cliffhangers. Maybe. We don't know. Riker's Tattoo wrote, what a great way to start pulling at our emotions. The Lower Decks crew can be doing so good from our perspective, but it's still year 1 for them. They're still trying to earn trust and really learn who everyone is, just like us. It sticks seeing something like this storm, but it's real and I related to it. Can't wait to see.
It stings, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Can't wait to see how things develop. 10 out of 10. Paul F. Tompkins. I don't know.
Oh, yeah, Miglimo. Cool Mimo.
Wanted to see her big boy. So Haven wrote, today's episode was an all right episode. Was not happy about the way that the Beckett-Jennifer relationship turned, especially with how little we saw them this season.
That's true.
This episode, yeah. They didn't really get a chance to kind of explore that relationship, did they? This episode was an example of how a show can take 1 step forward, but 2 steps back. I'm probably in a minority here, but I'm going to rate it a 6 out of 10. I will do a complete rewatch of season 3 in a couple weeks, and these rankings may change. So we'll look out for that.
Yeah.
And our last mailbag, NY Relight wrote, sneaking it in at the last minute. Finally, an episode that makes me care about the episode symbiosis. I'm glad it wasn't Mariner self-sabotaging herself, since she has matured over the course of the season. I'm curious how they'll bring the gang back together. Sorry. We better get Tilling next week. Damn right, we better get Tilling next week. What a tease.
Well,
Where
McMahon
is
said he was going to show up. She was going to show up this season, right? So she has to show up. She has to. Right?
Oh my god.
Unless there's like a random bonus episode like
I hope
Sandman.
this last episode just like tie everything together.
All the Lower
And
Decks
there's
show up.
Cisco appears. Oh, and then end of the season.
Cisco
I'm good.
being held by a giant koala.
Koala.
That'd be amazing.
Riding a giant koala.
The
Oh,
prophets were all koalas.
Don't do that, Jeff. We're going to get banned on YouTube.
Come on, like a horse. Oh, come on.
Yeah, so we're done. This is the end of our very chaotic episode where I ended up punching my computer a couple times to get it to work. That's how you make things work, right?
You keep hitting it and hitting it until it does what you want.
Exactly. I've learned from the IT crowd. Violence. Yeah, it's not. We're not in Star Trek times. Anyways, we'll be back next week talking about the finale, and we'll see what happens. Oh no, wait, we're gonna pre-record the finale, and we're gonna talk about Prodigy. Is that how it works?
Yeah, we're doing Prodigy live next week because
shit, Prodigy is starting next week.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm so excited for Prodigy.
Yes, and I can't wait for you guys like out there in the world to see this because it's so good. It's so good. Oh my god. Yeah. Anyways, for a Giraffe, for a Hawk, for myself and my stupid computer, thanks for coming along and listening to us. And Agnes. Oh yeah, the next week. We'll see you next week. Live long and prosper. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for beaming into our podcast today. If you want to keep the hailing frequencies open, you can subscribe on Apple and Google Podcasts, YouTube, and Spotify. Like what you hear? Put in a good word with Starfleet and leave us a 5-star review.